All right, guys, we're here, fourth quarter. We're putting in that extra work. As sales professionals, we often want to go back and review ourselves, whether we got the sale or not. We want to take the time to look at how that interaction took place, look for faults, look for places that you can improve. Also look at what you did well, but that is the way we grow as sales professionals. And those who have been following the page, you know that sales and business, that is the most essential skill next to marketing that we need to develop. Business sales is what we do. And if you cannot sell, you won't be in business. So we're going to pick up here on a video we did for Sister Nikole. She was just a sale, or she was an entrepreneur, and this is a sales call. So we're going to review it, and we'll go from there. I'll provide feedback because I want to look at, how I could have improved. So let's actually go to screen share.
So can you tell me a little bit about your business?
I have more than one. I really only focus on 3 at the moment. One is very, very, very new. I am a network marketer. I do paparazzi accessories. I started that as a necessity to help pay for funeral expenses. Then it just kind of led into I actually enjoy doing it. So I have fun while I'm doing it. But it also opened up and led me to be a credit referral agent for credit restoration. And with the particular business that I have, we offer more than just the the credit restoration. It's the will and trust. It's the budgeting, the savings goals, and the identity theft and all that other stuff that goes along with it. But then here recently, I was given another assignment to launch my own vegan cosmetic line.
So I guess why the various businesses? Are you not a focused person or what's up?
No, they all have their own purpose. I tell a lot of people because they ask me the same questions, like, you have so many. It's like, no, I have one for myself, and then I have one for each of my kids.
Okay.
So there's one for each one of them, and then it's just me. So I'm weaning one out to focus. I mean, I can transfer my focus because 2 of them go together more so than one. So it's not hard for me to, it's really not. They just go together for me.
So I guess you said for your kids, how old are your children?
21, 15, 14, and 6.
Cute. Yeah, you look the same over 27. I have no idea.
Thank you.
Okay. So when it comes to your business, how far along are you?
I am in the rebuilding phase. I've been helping another business owner friend of mine that I've come to love and adopt his family. I've been helping her. She owns a child care center. So she contracted me in for the summer to be a tutor for her school age kids. So I've been helping her with that, and I've kind of just put mine on the back burner to help her because I know she needed it. So I go where God tells me to go. So that's what I do.
Yeah. So what is your end game?
I can't hear you. What was that?
What is your end game? What is like you said, your business is for your children. Are you planning on them taking over the business, or what is your end game?
Actually, at the end of it all, it's something that'll be there for them that I don't want them to have to work if they don't want to. Like if they don't want to work for somebody else, they don't have to. They already have something there that they've seen it from the start. So they know exactly, okay, well, this is how this is how that is. Because whether or not they want to admit it, they are watching. They are learning whether they admit it or not. And they're very, teenagers are very, they want to do their own thing. But they are watching, and I know they're watching because they'll come back and go, Mom, Did you make your goal for the day? And I'll look at them, I thought you weren't paying attention to me when I was mumbling stuff out loud. And they're like, no, we heard you. We just were acting like we didn't hear you. Did you make your goal for the day? You better go so you can make your goal for the day. That way we don't have to hear about it later.
Okay.
So.
I like that. Especially, yeah, they are watching. I've noticed that with my nephew anyway. He starts paying attention to the things I do and how I do it. I like the questions.
Yes, they do. They eventually will start asking questions. My littlest is mostly with me when I do some things. Like if I'm doing a show, he'll be right here with me and he'll help, or he'll end up being a part of the show. Sometimes I just make him, he's just part of the show, and they expect it most of the time. So when they don't see him, they're like, well, where's he? I know he's asleep.
Okay. So let's throw a scenario out there. No, God forbid anything happens where you die today. How does your children or anyone carry on your business? Like,
I have it, the newest one, I don't have it written out yet. Like I said, it is extremely new, still baby phases. But the other ones, they already have the plan out. Like it's already been, I already have my business plan out for it. They know exactly what to do. It's easy. If they don't want to do the jewelry, they know to just sell it and be done with it. If they don't want to, they don't have to. I'm not worried about that. The one that I'm worried about is the one that I actually created myself.
A lot to unpack there. I guess one of the things that I noticed about myself is like, I have a tendency of beating around the bush. Like, I don't necessarily want to say something that would just put you on the defensive, but I've learned that I have to start calling a spade a spade. The reason why I asked her for her end game and if she planned on like, because she said it was for her children. Nobody wants a job. If anything happened to her today, she would have left her kids a job. You know, I knew that the business had really no plan or direction because one, it didn't operate while she wasn't working in it. While she's in the rebuilding phase because she had to take time off to help her friend's business. So those revenue streams were non-existent at that point. She was helping her friend at her daycare. And, you know, nobody wants to inherit a job. So if the businesses are for the children, anything happened to her, for them to continue it, they'd have to go out and sell jewelry, which is a job. For those who follow the page again, when you build an asset, which is your business, you have to have predictable sales each month. And for your sales to be predictable, you can't always be there. You have to make sure that regardless if you're there or not, money is still coming in. And then if you decided at some point to franchise or sell the business, it's not like someone's inheriting a job. They sit back and collect the dividends. And so I that's one way I can work on, especially pushing pain points and getting people to see this. Like, I gotta let, this is a problem. It's like my goal is to make sure you buy a business plan. You have 3 businesses that aren't planned out, that, you know, but those aren't the ones she's worried about. So we're going to continue.
Because that's the one that's me. It's not somebody else's, you know, product, and I'm just putting my own spin to it and selling it.
But I sell business plans, so I got to make sure, like, you know, push my product. Hit that pain point, push my product.
It's actually me, and this is what I see when I look at other people. So that's the one where they give little insights as to what they want from it, their aspects of it. And I told them, I was like, you know, God gave me a vision for it, and I have to do whatever it takes to make sure I see it through, no matter what. So, like, and unfortunately, whether you like it or not, you're part of that vision. So get over it.
Do you think there will come a time when you won't want to work in the business?
Maybe I can see if it, not if, when it's to where I've already seen it going. When it gets to that point, I can see me being in the behind the scenes and just being in there as needed or when called to come in to, for whatever the purpose may be. I can see it being left to be managed by others as long as, like I said, they don't need me to step in and be like, okay, look, this is what this was, this is where we're going. I can see me just being behind the scenes after a while.
I like that. Now, what do you think it takes to get to that point for you to be behind the scenes?
Oh, beauty business is tough. It is more.
She doesn't know because she didn't plan it. You can plan the exit strategy. You'll figure it out. She didn't know because she didn't plan it. You got to learn how to call a spade, and sis. I see spades. You ain't planned it.
Cutthroat than being a model. So yeah, it's gonna take a lot. And I'm okay with that because I know exactly where I'm going and I know who's guiding me through it. So I'm good either which way.
Okay. So you say that's the business that you didn't have your plan written out?
Right. It's the very, very, very new one, my cosmetic line.
Most important thing to her. I gotta push those buttons. Like, I gotta be quick with it. I'll be like, the most important thing to you, you didn't plan out.
And that's important. I see a lot of us, even myself, when I first started, I wasn't necessarily moving to a plan. I just knew I had a skill and I could find a way to make money from it. One thing that I didn't plan on growth. I thought it would just be me doing this forever. I didn't really have an exit strategy. And I was like it got to a point where like you get clients and you're booked back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
You're really unable to plan for growth. You're unable to put systems in place and your business could be
right
without you. And that's what I specialize in. That's what I look at with business owners. Like I mainly want to work with people who are ready to franchise. Because not everybody, again, you don't want to work in your business till the day you die.
Right, exactly.
It's hard to even say that we're business owners because we own our own job.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have a scalable business that can ultimately be sold.
Right.
So that's my focus. Let me go with that.
See right there, I feel that I should have just simply broken down to entrepreneurs with a growth mindset. Because not every entrepreneur is going to know that there's going to reach a point, if their business survives, it will reach a point one day. Or even if it's dying, the most profitable thing you can do is to sell the business. It happens in the life cycle of an entrepreneur. Not all of us know that. Again, a lot of us go in this thinking we're just going to be doing this till the day we die. So I could simplify that entire thing by just saying we specialize in building business plans for entrepreneurs with growth mindset. We want to know that you can see this thing, whatever that may be. But we continue.
Yeah, that's the end game as far as the cosmetic one. That is definitely, because I don't see me doing that forever. I have too many different things in my head, but I know I have to focus where God is telling me to focus in that moment until it's accomplished and then branch off with the other things.
So tell me about the cosmetic line. What all do you do?
I add vegan nail polish, lip gloss, mascara, and eyeliner.
How do you create your product?
Is like the nail polish, I use a company called TKB where they make the base for the nail polish, but it is the colors that I choose to put in there and I mix them myself. I don't go down here. I do. Hey. So like this is one. I don't know if you can really see it all that well, but this is one of them that I made. It's a silvery purple color. And I forgot, my daughter named it and I forgot what she named it. So And I just sit there and like, I'll mix the colors together. Sometimes it's just one color. It might be 3 or 4 different colors mixed together to make that something you've seen before, but not in a nail polish. And then whatever I make in a nail polish form, I make it in an eyeshadow form. And then I'll make it, most of them are cocoa butter, shea butter, vitamin E, castor oil, and aloe vera gel. So it's very from the earth for the most part. Like even my coloring is mica. So
I like that. And even how you simplify your process of having a manufacturer that you put your own spin to.
yeah. So it's easy. So, and I mean, even my lip glosses they're big, it's stuff that's grown in the ground. So it's the cocoa butter, the shea butter. It may be one or the other, it may be both. Vitamin E oil. Sometimes there'll be carrot oil in it. I might throw an essential oil in it. I might do like food flavoring in it if I wanted to have a little bit of a taste or a smell to it. But I always tell people, please don't eat it. So it won't terribly upset your stomach, but we don't want you to do it just to see if it does anyway. So
Okay.
Right there, I guess, when you look at building a business that can operate without you, you reach a point where you see that you need operating manuals. Like imagine this entire thing is like a factory, and each part of your business, each like how you create the product, how you sell the product, how you mix the product, how you market, all of that stuff are different machines in the factory, and they all each need their own operations manual. So with creating the product, especially if you don't want to be the one who's mixing it, since she voluntarily says that she mixes all of the product herself, I wonder if she has an operating book for those processes to create each product, each specific color, flavor, because if not, that's what comes with business planning. That's all part of it. Again, we're making a business that works without you. So another pain point I caught on, and I see it now, growth.
You have your product, you have a married vendor. What's the next step?
next step is packaging. I mean, I make my own labels for right now. I'm in the process of looking for, I have someone helping me with that as far as which I need to call her. She's next on my list. And as far as packaging and boxes, she is actually my brand ambassador. So she's been kind of marketing a little bit. We actually going to get together. So we're going to do a video showing how I'm painting her nails with the colors and how she feels about the color, and then she'll wear it and show videos like day 1, day 2, day 3, like this is how long it's lasting on my nails, because she washes her hands as much as I do in bleach water. So kind of showing like a different person's aspect on it who doesn't have a direct correlation with me, that doesn't live in my house and they're not biased. She's an actual customer. She has her own, little products that she does. Like she has eyelashes. So it kind of blends us together. And I do have a nail tech who bought a couple of bottles already, and she just placed another order to use on her. She has a couple of customers that are vegan and they can't use the regular nail polishes. So
Well, yeah, definitely having a brand ambassador, using the social media video definitely helps with marketing. How do you handle distribution?
Again, asked, do you have all this stuff written down? So what she just described was her the way that she does the marketing. So each part or function of your business is a machine in the factory. How she does all that with the brand ambassadors, how she chooses all of that needs to be put down in your operations manual. Again, if you want to sell a business that works without you.
How does your product get from you to wherever it goes?
if it's local, I'll deliver. Or they can come pick it up. If it's not local, which my aunt lives in Texas.
The 4 Ps,
I
distribution,
ship it to her. I did my first shipping actually, just to test it out as far as my lip gloss. My cousin owns, she doesn't own. Her and her dad have a YouTube channel. UVB TV, and I sent her a package because I know how she is about trying Black-owned products, and then she'll rate them. And I told her, I don't care, be as brutally honest as you have to be. I don't care. I need to know, and I know you'll be that honest with me. And I sent her the nail polish, the eyeshadow, the lip gloss, and the mascara. And I told her, I said, I want to know how well it ships because it's 100 degrees, and she lives in Arizona. I was like, it's 100 degrees here. I know your temperatures are 10 times crazier than ours because you're down there with the dry heat on top of it. Let me know how it got to you. Like, did anything explode? Was there anything leaking? And she was like, oh, no problem. And she's like, she took pictures, she's like, nothing exploded, nothing leaked. I said, okay, good. So I know that that'll work in those extreme temperatures. I said, now I need you to try it, and I need you to tag me in it and let me know. Be brutally honest. Let me know. How did you like it? Because I need to know, so that I need to know what I need to adjust or not adjust. So I'm still waiting for her to do that part.
Definitely still sounds like a lot of the work is on you.
It is, and I mean, for right now, it's just me, and it's not big yet. I'm expecting more eventually, probably sooner than what I actually expect, truth to be told, but for right now, me packaging it, I'm okay. Because at least then I know it's getting packaged the way that I want it to be packaged to arrive with as less damage to it as possible going to other states. My daughter helps with packaging. Like I said, if it's local, my son will deliver it. He's still here, thank God. So he'll deliver it. But other than that, yeah, no. My kids, they pick out the names for stuff. The only one I trust mixing chemicals is my daughter. I don't trust the other two just yet, mixing chemicals, but they all play a role.
So I definitely see where you're at now, especially since, like you say, you're not big yet. But ideally, how would distribution be done?
Growth mindset. Here's the moment. How would distribution be done ideally?
As it grows, that is where I start tapping into my resources.
Because again, like one of the biggest things that I notice with many entrepreneurs is that we don't plan for growth. So I see where you're at now, but ideally, how
she does plan to grow. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And if you're failing to plan to grow, that means your business, you're planning to fail. It's as simple as that, guys. It doesn't get any simpler than that. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you're not planning on growing, that's the part you're failing at, then you are planning on failing. Who goes like, come on now, call a spade a spade?
How would distribution be done?
Distribution, it would definitely be, I would have to have a team to like help pack and get it to like designated areas to where it can be picked up or FedExed or distributed. However, if it's going to Target, it would be, I need you to come, here's the packages, this is what's going to this particular Target, this is who you need to make sure signs off on it because this is the contact for that location. This is going to Sephora, this is going to this particular Sephora, this is who you need to contact, this is who needs to sign off on it so that we know that it's all going where it needs to go.
And then how much do you think it's going to cost to get that done?
Oh boy. Team-wise, to be honest, I'm not even sure. Because some will do it, I got to be nothing but honest. I'm nothing but honest, so.
She planned on being exactly where she was. That's it. She didn't plan on things ever getting beyond where she is now. The only way that you'll grow your business, you have to plan for it. You have to know what moves you need to make to get to where you need to be.
I haven't gotten that far just yet.
It goes back to planning for growth. But back to what I said, many of us, we know we have a talent, we can make money off of it, we run it. But that makes us really ineffective. Our business is really ineffective. Don't allow yourself the resources to actually grow into something that can be a self business. That's why I'm asking some of the questions I'm asking.
Oh no, that's fine.
Have you ever looked at like your competitors, something like L'Oreal or Maybelline, how they handle distribution?
That's actually on my list to do on Wednesday. Like Wednesday's my less chaotic day. So that's on my list to do on Wednesday, to look and see how. Because I know how we do it with our jewelry, like it comes out of a warehouse. But again, that's something that's been built for the last 8-12 years. So that's something they've been doing, is it comes out of a warehouse and it's just machines putting stuff and shipping it. But that is something I am have on my schedule to look into. And it's not so much like L'Oreal, so much as other cosmetics. Like I love Sinful nail polish, but I know it's not vegan based either. So I need to find another brand that's vegan based to see how they do their distribution, because it'll be different than those that aren't vegan based, because they have to make sure it doesn't spoil or whatever in the process.
Wondering what they call a SWOT analysis. It all goes back to business.
Mhm.
Like you said, that if anything happens, that business that you're is a thing. And if anything happened to you, that business is there. And then one of the biggest takeaway is, if you don't actually know what it takes to get to where you need to be, you'll never know how much funding you're going to get there.
Mhm.
Purpose of understanding effective business plan is understanding all of this. And so when you have a plan together, you can start pitching it to different banks and investors and things like the SBA. Because as long as they see that you thought out the entire process, from the manufacturing of the product to the distribution, your distribution channels, the resources you'll need, as long as you know all of that, and they see that there's a way through your financial projections that there could be profit, you're more likely to receive funding.
Okay.
You understand? You heard? And I gotta be sure to do that. Not just keep talking, but stop just to verify people understand. Because I said a lot there. I unpacked everything and summarized it up to that point. And bringing out that when you want to seek financing or funding through programs like the SBA funding programs, you're going to want to have it planned out. You're going to want to have thought everything through and see where the resources are going and know where the money's going to be made, when you could at least expect to pay them back. And all of that is very important. So there's going to be times where I ramble and I have to catch myself and let them know, like, did you understand that? Do I need to repeat? Like, these are points you really need to be driving home. So get on it. I will. Get on it. I will.
Yeah. Right now, the way you're doing it, not even having a thought out plan, they'll be like, oh. They're going to want to know, how much, I guess, how many units have you sold so far?
Mm-hmm.
So do you know that offhand, about how many units you sold so far?
So far, I've sold 20 polishes, just the polishes alone so far, which was like one of the ones I was more concerned about, because I went back down from the price. And a lot of people, unfortunately, here in Omaha are cheap. So
This is like cheap too. You sell it to a big business, how much you think they'll pay for it?
they would probably pay less, or ask. They would ask for less.
Wholesale, baby, wholesale.
You're right.
So it's like, I get it.
We also have wholesaling consultants. I should have stopped right there, broke that down, threw that in there. It's like, you don't always just want to just sell this to single person by person by person by person, where businesses can buy in larger volumes. So even though you might be pricing it less, you still make a pretty penny if you price it correctly anyway. Wholesaling, I should stop. Throw that out there.
Like, I see all the nail places that are here, the ones I visited. I know they will not paying full price per bottle. For all those bottles, they'll go broke.
Business to business sales, baby. Wholesale.
We'll go on to that. Let's transition. I got an idea of where you're at planning wise.
Mhm.
Not very far.
Let's see if you qualify for any of the funding programs provided by the SBA. Many of my clients, like that's what I aim for. Like I want to see if I can get you money. I can get you money, especially the clients that I'm a wholesaling consultant and franchising consultant. You know, those services, we're going a long haul, anywhere from a few months, depending on how your processes are in place, to a few years. And so my thing is, can we get your plan right so you can receive the funding you need to carry you out to start building those processes you need so you can sell, or start building your team so you're able to wholesale your products? I have one client, he produces, have you ever heard of the Delta 8 THC out here?
Yeah.
So he produces his own product, working to just get his product to some of the stores here. We have like 5 stores locally, a couple in Colorado, and then helping him building his wholesale team.
Cool.
Let's see. I'll ask you a few questions. So the most common loan that the SBA offers is a 7A loan. That's the most common loan program. And it includes financial help for your business with some special requirements. Some of the things they help with is short and long-term working capital, refinancing current business debt, purchase furniture, fixtures, or supplies. The maximum loan amount for a 7A loan is up to $5 million. That's why I like really focus on people, especially if they have products, understanding how much it's going to cost to actually run your entire operation the way it needs to be ran.
Okay.
Your plan is tight, you can definitely qualify for, especially through the SBA, up to $5 million. Eligibility factors are based on what the business does to receive its income, the business's credit history, and where the business operates. So how do you know if you're eligible? Do you offer a for-profit business? Yeah.
For-profit, yeah.
Is your business considered a small business as defined by the SBA?
Yes.
Do the business or the purpose to or propose to do business in the United States?
Yes.
Do you have reasonable invested equity?
Yeah.
Have you used other financial resources, including your own personal assets or taking out loans before seeking financial assistance?
Yeah.
Will you be able to demonstrate a need for a loan?
Yes.
Use the funds for a sound business purpose. So it's that goes back to your plan.
Right.
And so that's something we wouldn't be able to determine until they see your plan. But the biggest thing, do you have any delinquent or existing debt obligations here in the United States?
Other than my student loans personally.
So your student loans, you would say, are delinquent?
Not delinquent, they're in forbearance.
I'm not big on forbearance. So what does that mean?
It means that I'm off school, but not in a pay and get back status yet.
Okay.
So it's just like a little waiting thing, like a little waiting period.
Like that. So can you send me your email? What I'm going to do is send you, since it sounds like you could qualify for the 7A loan program, I'm gonna send you the forms you need.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Are qualified. Based off of what I read for the requirements, she is qualified as long as she was telling the truth. So maybe could are, who knows? But from what she told me, she was qualified.
3 big ones: the SBA form 1919, that's the borrower information. The background and financial statements, that's the SBA form 912, and the SBA form 13, which is your personal financial statement. But I'll send you a list of everything else that they require.
Okay.
We'll start with that.
Compromise. I'll be honest, guys, right here. I should have been prepared. I did not have the 3 specific forms pulled up so I could just readily email those or share those with her. Prepare. Need to be prepared. That's on me. I know. Good picture. Yeah, silence. I'm cute though. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. I'm cute. I'm hella cute.
I have all the information.
Little fluff, everything. Yeah. Look at
Send you this.
melanin popping. Yeah, that jazz is smooth too. Jazz is smooth. It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. Well done, sir.
Let me know if you're able to copy and paste that. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, let me know if you're able to copy and paste that. Just follow the exact page. We're missing 2 or 1 of the forms. So this gives you everything you need straight from the SBA website.
Which is also a big tool. Greg Cordell talks about it in his sales training. I talk about it in my sales training, by extension. But a big tool is, in sales, don't just tell me, show me. You always want to have sales support materials like a website or a brochure or some type of leaflet or handout to give them that is basically summarizing everything you're talking about. People are more likely to buy when they have information and verifying it, like the act of verifying it while you're saying it, sales tools. Sales is key. So
Okay, yep, I got it.
have those prepared as well.
So yeah, those are the big things you want to do. The SBA Form 1919, Form 912, and Form 413.
Okay.
Your business financial statements, your current profit and loss statement, projected analysis, ownership affiliations, your business license, your loan application history, income tax returns, resumes, your business overview and history, and your business links.
Okay.
After you fill out those forms, you're able to actually log in, create a profile of the SBA business plan page. Apply for the loans and then submit the leases or submit your paperwork.
And right there, I admit I wasn't prepared either. This is my first sell on the SBA funding programs. So I've been running a promotion where I also ask entrepreneurs if they'd be interested in funding to see if they're qualified. So I do my research and I find different funding programs, different loans or grants that they could qualify for their business. You know, since we are business planners, I want you to be able to plan your business while under the assumptions that you have like a blank check, or if you could qualify, like say someone gave you $5 million, how would you want to plan this business so it's effective? And yeah, that was my first time using the SBA business plan funding programs in a sale, and I didn't go through the full process of finding out, well, how actually do you submit that? But now I know it actually takes a little bit more. And if you do want to figure out if you qualify, go to vipsocial.com/market/ABIBISOL dash planners or business dash planners and click on the consultation. You know, just click on the link. I'll leave the link down there. Hey, you click on the consultation and we'll go from there. Prepare.
That's the biggest resource that I have. But again, my services are busy. So once you get your paperwork together, would you be open to looking at actually?
See, right here is where I should have went back, reviewed everything in my mind about the sale, I guess, you know, whatever excuses, you know, building a relationship. It still wasn't getting the sale. Like I should have went and reviewed all her pain points and then pushed the sell. The end of the game for this is to sell. Or if you can't sell, you build a relationship, then you have to find ways by reviewing stuff like this to market to them, to get the message to them, to continue the conversation to sell. Again, going back to our sales video, I'll post that at the end of this. That is the goal. In the conversation, I'm not leaving until you buy. And sometimes you have to be pushy. It might become awkward and you have to be okay with that. You know, if you knew that the best thing you could do for somebody was give them water or they'll die, you're going to be very pushy for them to get that water. Like, you know, it's going to be uncomfortable. You may even throw their hand in water. Drink. So, you know, it is the same concept in selling. If you know that it is a product that is quality and it can help them, they can benefit from this, it's going to be awkward. And that's where I was comfortable with pushing that button. Now I know going forward, since reviewing this, I have to still find ways to market. You know, when I run into different sales like this, I can have messages that are pumped out to them that'll get them to sell, pushing on the pain points. Because a lot of the same problems she has, you'll see it in many entrepreneurs in any industry you can find. These pain points are there. You have to learn how to push them. Get them to feel like, if this doesn't stop, the only thing that can stop this, that pushing, that prodding, is your product. You have to get them to realize that while on the call with them. You know, excuses. I did have to get home. Like, you know, I did have to get home, but nah, I'll come home without the money. So that I did have to get home though, but the money stayed on that call.
So you're
Try to keep it 30 minutes.
Well, that's the end game, right?
Oh yeah, but the end game is actually having your business planned out so
Yes.
to receive the funding that you need to get it to where you want your business to be.
Right. That is definitely my goal. Like I said, it is extremely new. It just literally came to me out of nowhere. So, well, it didn't come from nowhere, but I wasn't expecting it. So I'm just following and doing what I'm told to do, which some people don't do, and then they miss their blessings that way. So
when are you willing to begin this process? Well, you got to be ready. Right now, it sounds like you're focused on 2 other businesses. You're helping your friend out.
yeah, no.
See, I wasn't pushing it because she even said, I'm not worried about that. I should have been all like, you know, you're not even worried about the other 2 things. You said, this is what's most important. This is you. And what you're doing with what is you, you're being sloppy with it. If you're planning on letting this thing just fail, because you're not planning on this thing to grow. And if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. This is you. This is what you think is going to feed your children. Oh, I should have brought that heat, but I didn't.
I will be back focused in a few weeks, actually, because I'm done with helping her with her kids.
Gave her a
the
few
end of
weeks,
this month.
and I took that. I
So
ran with it.
after that, I'll be ready.
Get to the money, get to
I'm
the
just taking notes as I see things and hear things. Like I said, I jot things down
get to the money, get to the money,
and
get to the
go,
money.
just go from there.
So I'm going to take notes, follow up with you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Biggest thing that I really need you to work on is starting to get your information. Like, do you have your profit and loss statements and all of those things?
I can print them off. I use a system called Wave.
Yes, Wave is
Yeah. I love Wave. So it's on there.
Yep, so start getting that information together and then start the application process. Some people
Okay.
must take them around a week or so. It just depends on how you're moving on, following the process.
Okay.
I'll follow up with you too, because the biggest part about all of this is making sure that you have a sound business plan, but also financial.
Right.
Outside of the business plan, the biggest thing they work on is what are your, do you have realistic financial projections?
Right.
Though the numbers make sense.
Right. That's
See,
that.
in my
That's
head,
why
I was trying to, you know, I
can
still wanted to go for the sale, but
go and do a
I
little
knew it
more
was lost.
research and
I knew it
everything
was
just to
lost.
make sure. But I think I'm pretty good. It's just Nebraska. It's Nebraska.
You know, we got the gist of it. Let's stop screen share. We got the gist of it. But anyways, that's what we learned. I didn't get the sale. I know where I need to work. I need to be driving my pain points, taking note of what happens in the conversation. So at the end, and I summarize it after the presentation, making sure to touch on those pain points and push for the sale. I'm not leaving this conversation until you buy. So that's what we have for sales trading today. We're going to keep this up. Post in the comments what you think, how else I could improve, how you would have handled the call. What are some of the objections that you noticed, and how would you have planned to answer those objections? Keep the conversation going until you make the sale. Anyways, this is Akali with Abibisol Business Planners. Peace.